Have you ever looked around and wondered why some people always seem to move ahead, no matter what happens? Different economy, different crisis, different year. Yet somehow, they keep winning. Meanwhile, millions of people work harder every single year and still feel stuck in the exact same place. More stress, more pressure, more bills, but somehow not more freedom. And after a while, a dangerous thought starts growing in the back of your mind. What if the game was never designed to reward effort alone? Because the truth is, money doesn't move the way most people think it does. Money is not emotional. Money is not fair. And money does not care who works the hardest. It moves towards something else. Control, positioning, psychology. Centuries ago, Niccolò Machiavelli understood this better than most people ever will. Not because he was obsessed with wealth, but because he understood power. And in today's world, money is power wearing a modern suit. If you don't understand the psychology behind it, you can spend your entire life chasing money without ever understanding why it keeps slipping away from you. So in this video, we're going to uncover the hidden psychology behind wealth, the mindset that separates workers from strategists, and the uncomfortable truths most people never realize until it's too late. Watch carefully, because once you see these patterns, you'll never look at money the same way again. Most people grow up believing one simple idea: if I work hard enough, success will eventually come. Sounds reasonable, but reality tells a different story. There are people working 12-hour shifts every day, still trapped financially. And there are others making more in a month than some people make in years, without appearing to work harder at all. But because effort alone does not create leverage. And leverage is what changes everything. Most people are taught to become workers. Follow instructions. Stay safe. Be responsible. Avoid risk. Wait your turn. But nobody teaches them how power actually works. Nobody teaches them that the modern economy rewards positioning more than exhaustion. The worker trades time. The strategist builds systems. The worker asks, how can I earn more? The strategist asks, how can I gain more control? That difference changes entire lives. Here's the uncomfortable truth most people avoid. Many people are not financially stuck because they lack intelligence. They're stuck because their psychology was programmed for survival, not freedom. They were trained to seek comfort instead of leverage. Think about it. From childhood, most people are rewarded for being predictable. Predictable students, predictable employees, predictable consumers. But predictable people are easy to control. And once your behavior becomes predictable, systems begin profiting from your reactions. That's why so many people spend emotionally. Stress rises, so they buy something. Pressure builds, so they distract themselves. Anxiety appears, so they chase temporary comfort. But every emotional reaction quietly weakens financial control. Because emotional decisions focus on relief, not positioning. And positioning is where wealth is actually built. Most people think wealthy individuals simply have more money. That's not the real difference. The real difference is emotional control. Average people experience money emotionally. They panic when money leaves. They relax when money arrives. They fear uncertainty. They rush decisions under pressure. But strategists think differently. To them, money is not emotional. It's movement. It's leverage. It's timing. While most people ask, can I afford this? Strategists ask, what does this position me for later? That single question separates short-term thinking from long-term control. And most people never ask it, because they were conditioned to optimize for comfort, not power. One of the biggest hidden truths about money is this: desperation is visible. People can feel it. Businesses can feel it. Markets can feel it. Negotiators can feel it. And desperation almost always weakens your position. The person who needs the deal most usually loses the negotiation. The person who must buy immediately usually pays the highest price. The person who cannot wait loses leverage. This is why financially unstable people often remain trapped. Not because they're incapable, but because pressure forces rushed decisions. And rushed decisions create expensive mistakes. That's why wealthy people value something most people ignore. Slack, extra time, extra savings, extra options. Because options create power. When you're not operating from survival, you stop reacting emotionally. And the moment you stop reacting emotionally, you start seeing opportunities other people miss. Most people talk too much, especially when they feel nervous. They explain themselves, defend themselves, reveal their fears, reveal their urgency. But silence is powerful. When someone stays calm and controlled, other people begin exposing themselves instead. In business, in negotiations, even in everyday conversations, the person reacting the least often controls the direction. And this applies to money too. Most people spend money to release emotional pressure. Strategists do the opposite. They tolerate pressure longer, because pressure creates opportunity. While everyone else rushes, they observe. While everyone else panics, they position themselves. And over time, that difference compounds massively. Most people say they want freedom, but psychologically, they often choose safety instead. Because safety feels comfortable. Predictable paycheck, predictable routine, predictable outcomes. But there's a hidden cost to extreme safety. You slowly become dependent on systems you don't control. And dependence weakens leverage. Now that doesn't mean reckless decisions create wealth. Not at all. Real wealth comes from calculated risk. The ability to tolerate uncertainty without collapsing emotionally. That skill alone separates many successful people from everyone else. Because most people avoid opportunities the moment discomfort appears. They mistake uncertainty for danger. But uncertainty is often where the biggest opportunities exist. Money amplifies behavior. It doesn't magically transform people. If someone lacks discipline before money, they usually become more reckless after getting it. If someone is impulsive before money, they often become financially unstable after success. That's why sudden wealth disappears so often. The money changed. The psychology didn't. And psychology always wins in the long run. This is why emotional discipline matters more than motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. The ability to remain calm during uncertainty. The ability to delay reactions. The ability to think clearly under pressure. These are financial superpowers. Here's the deeper reality. Most people are competing horizontally. Comparing salaries. Comparing lifestyles. Comparing appearances. Meanwhile, the real game happens vertically. At the level of ownership. At the level of systems. At the level of leverage. If you are not building systems, you are usually feeding someone else's. That realization changes everything. Because freedom rarely comes from working endlessly inside a structure. It usually comes from gaining control over one. And once you understand this, you stop obsessing over looking successful and start focusing on becoming difficult to replace. The people who quietly build lasting wealth often look boring from the outside. They aren't constantly showing off. They aren't chasing attention. They aren't reacting to every trend. They move carefully, patiently, strategically, because real wealth is often built through calm decisions repeated consistently over long periods of time. Not emotional excitement, not instant gratification, not chasing every opportunity that appears online. The strongest financial positions are usually built quietly, long before anyone notices them, and by the time the world sees the results, the foundation has already been built. At the end of the day, money is not just about numbers. It's about behavior. It's about emotional control. It's about patience under pressure. And most importantly, it's about understanding how people think. Because once you understand human psychology, you begin seeing the game differently. You stop reacting emotionally. You stop chasing approval. You stop making decisions from fear. And slowly, you begin building leverage instead of dependence. That is the shift most people never make. But the few who do, rarely look back. If this video changed the way you think about money, subscribe to Wealth Hike for more deep psychological insights about wealth, power, discipline, and modern success. Because in today's world, the people who understand human behavior usually control the future. And remember, the goal is not to look wealthy. The goal is to become untouchable. Thank you.